Hi guys, so what we're looking at here is a few examples to help you with exercise 14F, which you'll be covering today. So this is kind of connecting our table of exact values, which is very important, and of equal importance is our big picture of what a unit circle looks like. Specifically, the reference angles in each of these quadrants are going to come in real handy here, and you'll need to be comfortable knowing quadrant 1 is just taking theta, quadrant 2 is pi minus theta, quadrant 3 pi plus theta, quadrant 4 is 2 pi minus theta. So identifying which quadrant a specific angle is in. Examples will make this a lot more clearer, guys. Okay, so looking at this first example, cos of 7 pi on 6, that's the same as cos of 7 pi on 6, that's bigger than pi, so it's pi plus an extra pi on 6, because 7 pi on 6 is just 6 pi on 6 plus pi on 6, 7 groups of pi on 6, okay? So cos of pi plus pi on 6, which quadrant does that lie in? So pi plus pi on 6, that's pi plus theta, so that lies in quadrant 3. Cos of pi plus theta is the same as negative cos theta, because cos is negative in that quadrant. So the reference angle here is the pi on 6, and we know that it's negative there, so negative cos of pi on 6, which is equal to, sorry, you should always do the equal sign below, negative cos of pi on 6, we just look up here, pi on 6 is the same as 30 degrees, which is root 3 cos of pi on 6 is root 3 on 2. So this is negative, so that's negative root 3 on 2. Okay, so the steps we go through is we split up, we identify which quadrant it is. So this is in the third quadrant. And then we identify the reference angle and whether it is positive or negative in that quadrant. Okay, so sine of 7 pi on 6, let's go through this one together as well. So sine of 7 pi on 6, you should be comfortable with the first step. We need to get it so we can identify the reference angle. So that's in the third quadrant as well, because it's the same angle. And you will get comfortable identifying which quadrant it is with practice, guys. So that's cos of pi plus pi on 6, which is equal to, reference angle is pi on 6, sine in quadrant 3, because it's got pi plus theta, sine is also negative. So tan is the only positive one in quadrant 3. So that's negative sine pi on 6, which is equal to sine of pi on 6, go back up, sine of pi on 6 is just a half, so this is negative a half. Okay, so that's how you go through. So step 1, split it up, find which quadrant it is, and split it up so that it matches your reference angle calculation, depending on what quadrant it is. So it could be pi minus theta, pi plus theta, or 2 pi minus theta, depending on what you're given there. Okay, so question 2. Sine, sorry, it's a bit messy here, sine of 315 degrees. Okay, so degrees, probably more comfortable moving, still in dealing with degrees. 315 degrees, that's between 270 and 360. So looking at our unit circle, that's in this fourth quadrant here. Okay, so that's the same as equal to sine of, in the fourth quadrant, 360 minus how much to get to 315, minus 45. So our reference angle here is 45. So sine of 360 minus 45, in the fourth quadrant, sine is negative b, sine is negative, okay? So that's the same as negative sine 45. And then hopefully you guys will be able to identify negative sine 45, so sine of 45 degrees is 1 on root 2. So that's equal to negative 1 on root 2, because sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so let's have a look at this one, guys. And it'd be great if we could pause the video here and you guys have a go at answering this yourself. So tan of pi on 3. Hopefully you've already had a go at this. This one's pretty straightforward because it's in the quadrant. Pi on 3 is between 0 and 90 degrees, or 0 and pi on 2. So pi on 3, tan of pi on 3 is 60 degrees, which is just root 3. So tan of pi on 3 is root 3. Now let's have a look at this one. Tan, hopefully we're able to have a crack at this. Tan of 2 pi on 3, where's that going to lie? Okay, so tan of 2 pi on 3 is between pi on 2 and pi. So it's between a half of pi and pi itself. Okay, so that's the same as tan of pi minus pi on 3, because that's just 3 pi on 3 minus pi on 3 is equal to 2 pi on 3. Okay, so this is in quadrant, which quadrant? Quadrant 2, because we've got pi minus the reference angle. So in quadrant 2, tan we know is negative because sine's the positive one in quadrant 2. So that's negative tan pi on 3. From over here, we already know that tan of pi on 3 is root 3, so that's negative root 3. Make sure the negative stays on the outside because you can't take the square root of a negative number. Okay, have a look at the examples in your book as well for more examples. I promise you guys, once you go through a few, you'll start getting more confident identifying which quadrant it is and going through the steps. So make sure you're checking your answers and make sure you note down any problems to help each other out. Good luck.